What is going on, people of YouTube? My name is Kurtyoy and welcome to Game Week 35 preview, where I look over at my picks for the best players for the upcoming game week and why you should bring them in. And I've got no time, so let's rush into things. Starting off, we've only got two goalkeepers because honestly, looking at those games, I cannot pick more than two definite picks for clean sheets and points, and there will be others that get points. Maybe my ones won't do so, but I just cannot pick a team to I cannot pick a team to, a third goalkeeper. So, yeah. First of all, we've got our first goalkeeper. There's only two this week. We've got Fraser Forster. Now, Fraser Forster comes in after, not getting a clean sheet since he got a run of 6. But he's against Aston Villa, so hopefully, he really should get it. 5 million, worth the risk. Not got nothing to play for, but, for this game week, it could be good. If you've got a spare transfer that you don't need, bring him in, and you can bring him out again if you don't need him, but he's going to be a backup goalkeeper anyway, I assume. Moving on to the second goalkeeper, which I just realised I have 4 goalkeepers that have played this season, just thought I'd point that out. But the second goalkeeper of mine is a man by the name of, if I can find Spurs, that's Stoke. If I can find Spurs, he is Hugo Lloris. Nice little clean sheet against Man United. Nice little clean sheet against Stoke. He got 4 points against Liverpool. A lot of saves, that was why. And he's coming this game week home against West Brom. I mean, come on, we saw him against Arsenal. Not really that much of a threat. So really, should be an easy week for Spurs defenders. And talking about Spurs defenders, I've got one coming up. But first of all, we've got to look at an Arsenal defender, and he goes by the name of Nacho Monreal. Now, he comes in because, honestly, Bellerin 6.5 is way too expensive, although he will get some extra bonus points maybe for attacking. Monreal, sort of, when the Bellerin attacks, sort of means it goes into a 3 centre-back formation, I suppose, because Bellerin can ping down the wings, and you've got Monreal just sitting back a bit more as well, although he can go forward. But he's 5.8 million. Koscielny's too expensive at this point. You want to free up as much cash as you can. So is Bellerin. Gabriel Mertesacker switch of each other. So for me, looking at Monreal, 5.8 million, and Arsenal have a nice and tidy game against Sunderland, which could be seen as tough, but I feel like Sunderland will be, good, but not, good enough to break down the defence of Arsenal. So Monreal is my first defender pick. Second of all, they're playing against Aston Villa. Why would I not pick someone? But for me, it's Ryan Bertrand. Strange enough decision. I mean, Cedric hasn't played the last 2 games, and for me, Van Dijk and Fonte, are good picks. I would, they would definitely suggest them. But I'm looking at it, and I'm seeing Bertrand as a definite starter. I'd pick him to go to the Euros. Him and Rose. And for me, if anyone is going to, get forward, he can play in a 3 centre-back formation or play, the wider left-back formation. It depends if Target decides to play. He hasn't played in the last 2 game weeks either, but for me, definitely worth a pick. And lastly, we have a Spurs defender, and this one goes by the name of Danny Rose. Now, the reason I picked Danny Rose is because you've got, the 5 defenders you can pick. You've got Alderweireld, Dier, Walker, Rose, and Vertonghen. Alderweireld is way too expensive. Dier and Vertonghen 5.4 million. Dier, you could say, is a good choice because of him playing in midfield, but for me, Rose getting PFA Team of the Year will sort of spur him on, and they have a nice and tidy game against West Brom, and like I say, easy clean sheet, chance to bomb forward, get goals, get assists. It's going to be a big game week score, hopefully, for Danny Rose. Moving on to midfielders, and in fact, we're just going to stay on Spurs because next one in is Dele Alli, joint top goal scorer, or joint top point scorer, I should say, with Christian Eriksen. Last week he had a fantastic week of 15 points, and he continues to impress people and surprise people with the style and the way he plays, and the fact he was playing League One football last season. Undiscovered talent. I think Spurs tapped into a goldmine for 5 million, and chances are he will hopefully stay there, but chances are he could move away. Big money move, especially being English, that's 25% tax on that, so you're looking at big figures for Spurs, and Daniel Levy loves his big figures, but he has a game against West Brom. Need I say more? Moving on to a second midfielder who is an Arsenal player. We're going straight to North London derby here, and we have got Alexis Sanchez, who's slowly approaching, or I say fastly approaching as well after his 25 game week. He's got a nice tidy game away against Sunderland, but you look at the last 4 games, I think Arsenal fans will be delighted if you got Alexis Sanchez in, and to be honest, if you can get him in, fantastic captain he will be. Sunderland, Norwich, City and Villa, all renowned for one thing, which is their shitty defending, excuse my French. So Sanchez should be, scoring loads in the next 4 game weeks, so he's definitely one to pick. And lastly, bit of a gamble. I said in the review, and I'm still going to do it after this game week, Riyad Mahrez to go out for James Milner. And for me, I'm looking at it, and I just can't see a reason why you'd keep him. He's not in good form, although you could say on the other side, Vardy is now suspended for the Swansea game, could be suspended for more, so Mahrez might have to step up, and try and do a role of, him and Vardy, who have been their two most prolific players this season in regards to attacking. But for me, I think Mahrez sort of, got tired this season, had to do a lot of more tracking back, and that's why he is, maybe a player to take a risk on, maybe not. For me, I'm tempted. The reason I'm not taking him out before, because I feel like he could get a good game week in this week, and that's why he is staying. Moving on now to the strikers, and first of all, Sergio Aguero. Reason being, he's Sergio Aguero. They're still fighting to make sure they keep their 4th spot, although they have got a European tie against Real Madrid coming up. Stoke at home should be an easy enough game for Aguero to whack in some points. Moving on from there, we've got a Spurs player by the name of Harry Kane. Harry Kane is almost at 200 points. If you look at the total score of every player, there's only one player to get above him. And although Vardy, could do it, Kane can do it before him because Vardy's been suspended. But Mahrez is the only player to do it. Kane will be the second. And for me, we're home against West Brom. Again, I'll say this. Need I say more? Moving on now to the next striker who should be high up. There he is, Jermaine Defoe. Now, he is a goal scorer. Right position, right time. The thing you hear always on FIFA. Oh, right position, right time. Yeah, he's a great goal, did it? Going a bit insane because I ain't got sleep. But although he's got Arsenal, yeah, but you're looking at, he's got 5 games in 4 game weeks, which is good. Arsenal, he could still break through their defence. There's always that possibility. Stoke away, got nothing really to play for anymore, so could be a game where they win. Chelsea have been poor, and they've lost 2 in a row now, I think. Everton, you got to look at that and think their defending has been poor. And Watford have got nothing to play for, so could be a good end for Jermaine Defoe, so definitely worth bringing him in. And that is the end of my preview. So to recap, only 2 goalkeepers, 3 in this position, Fraser Forster and Hugo Lloris in defence, Monreal, Bertrand and Rose in the defence, Ali, Sanchez and Mahrez in the midfield, and Aguero, Kane and Defoe up top. Thank you guys for watching. Like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you all at the end of the next game week. Peace.